now in New Jersey. Powered by TAPinto. Brought to you by Lakeland Bank.
Thanks for joining us on this Monday, February 14th. I'm Kristina Behr. 4 years after being deported from the United States, there is hope for a man, his fiancée, and his 4-year-old son who was diagnosed with autism. Despite Newark's sanctuary city status, Danny Castro was deported to Nicaragua in 2018. TAPinto Newark reporter Thomas Franklin has been following the story since then and the series of events that Castro's lawyer says should never have happened.
In 2018, Danny Castro was a Newark resident. He was a construction worker. He had a newborn son and a fiancée who plans to get married. And he went out to get baby formula one night, and he was a passenger in a car, and Newark police pulled him over. They ran his name through the system, and they found a warrant from ICE. He missed a court date in Ohio several years before that he claims his lawyer never told him about. His current lawyers have proof that that is indeed what had happened. His employer had paid for that lawyer and was exploiting him because he was an employee, and Danny didn't know about the court date. That's what he claims. Got deported in 2018 and has not seen his wife or his 4-year-old son since. He has not committed any crimes. He has no criminal record. He had been in the country since he was 13 years old. His 4-year-old son is highly autistic, is nonverbal, and the fiancée is really struggling to get by and receives government assistance. Danny hasn't seen them and can't financially support them. So he has a court hearing in March that his lawyers had won an appeal, and he has his day in court where his lawyers are going to make the case for returning him back to the United States and reuniting him with his family. So his fiancée, Cassandra Serrano, has started a GoFundMe to help raise money to bring Danny back from Nicaragua. Problem is that his lawyers have got to convince authorities that to allow him back into the United States so he could stand before the judge. One of the important points Danny's lawyers make is that it's very difficult, if not impossible, to seek asylum in the United States when you're not in the United States.
Right.
So his case will be significantly impacted if he is permitted to return to the United States. So they're raising money for him to come back, but the lawyers also need to get permission to bring him back lawfully. Newark was a sanctuary city, is a sanctuary city, and they pledged to protect undocumented residents who have not committed any crimes. The Newark police, when I did the story in 2018, admit they made a mistake. And as a result of my story for TAPinto, they implemented a new training program for police officers on how to handle undocumented people like Danny.
And hopefully this doesn't happen to somebody else too.
Yeah, look, the system is clearly broken, and things need to change. And hopefully, this comes to a happy conclusion.
For more on the story and information on how to contribute to the GoFundMe account, head to the story at TAPinto Newark. Support is growing for a 12-year-old author from Patterson. There's an online fundraising effort to help Leilani Furman take a trip to California for a writer symposium. According to TAPinto Patterson, 12-year-old Furman was selected as one of 50 students to co-author the book Dear Freedom Writer, Stories of Hardship and Hope from the Next Generation. The money raised will be used towards covering the cost of air and ground travel, lodging, and participation in the 3-week symposium associated with the book launch. Coming up, Olympic pride is strong in New Jersey.
We are a small business. We are a childcare provider, and having Lakeland Bank be a partner who understood our challenges, I believe was the key to us being able to get the PPP loan. We were struggling to make payroll numbers. I had my loan processed through the drive-through window. The funds hit my account at 4 p.m. and we were able to process our payroll at 5 p.m. that Friday. I think that was a great success story for us and for Lakeland Bank.
Welcome back. Sparta residents welcome home an Olympic skier. Sarah Escobar returned from Beijing to a round of cheers, a police escort, banners, and flags after representing Ecuador in the Olympics. TAPinto Sparta reports that she has a dual citizenship and attended Sparta schools before going to New Hampshire for skiing. Escobar said she was surprised and grateful for the homecoming celebration. Meantime, in Flemington, Olympic fans supported Kimmy Getz at a watch party over the weekend. The local finished 19th in in the 500-meter long track speed skating event. She'll compete later this week in the 1,000-meter race. To reach TAPinto's large local audience, visit tapintomarketing.net. Thanks for joining us. This has been Now in New Jersey, powered by TAPinto, sponsored by Lakeland Bank.